everybody. Today we're going to talk about the top 3 things that pro players don't do. Let's jump right in. Number 1, we do not hit our shots at 100%. Why? Well, we don't need to actually hit this ball at 100% to force pressure on our opponents. Typically, when we're hitting offensive shots, we are looking primarily to place this ball with precision and a kind of a goal in mind of where we're trying to place this ball over the power that we put on it. So when we are attacking, whether it's up at the kitchen line, in the transition, or back at the baseline, all of our shots are going to vary in terms of 0 to 100%, but they should never really pass that 90%, even maybe that 85% mark. So when you're attacking, don't ever think about attacking at 100%.
Good tip, Caden. Just like Caden said, again, placement over power. I tell players this all the time, but let's just take the example of attacking or being really aggressive here up at the non-volley zone line. Again, picking a target is really important, and this is why we teach in a lot of our videos technique. And if we are attacking, using some sort of topspin is really important too. Here's a simple way that you can practice it. I'm gonna start off with speeding up the ball or attacking kind of at 50%. And Caden, just specifically here, there's a lot of targets you can go to, but right now I'm gonna focus on that dominant side, that low right wing, and we'll just play a couple points out like that.
Let's do it.
Okay?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, God! I almost got it with my hand too.
That was a little lucky on the net cord there, but again, those 2 speed ups there that you just saw, first one and second one, I'm not hitting it at 100% power because from this position, attacking low below the net, I'm either gonna hit the net or hit it out. So again, placement over power, attack, start at 40–50%, and then obviously as my technique gets better and my footwork and setup gets better, I could probably hit it a little bit harder, but I'm never close to 100%.
Are you a tournament or competitive player? Would you like to vastly improve your game? If the answer to these questions are both yes, then you should highly consider joining one of our 5-day VIP intensive trainings. This exclusive training will include over 25 hours of elite pickleball coaching, a personalized written action plan, and also an in-house round-robin tournament specifically designed for you to play your best pickleball in pressure situations. Not only will you receive top-tier level coaching, but the student-to-coach ratio is 6:1, which means the time that I, myself, and another elite coach can spend with you is second to none. If you're interested, make sure you click on the link in the description below. And now, let's get right back to the video.
Number 2, we do not play perfect pickleball. What do I mean by that? Well, we should never be aiming for sidelines. We should never be aiming for the baseline, and we should never be trying to put that ball right over the net, all right? So I need to always give myself margin when I'm playing this sport. I need to give myself a couple of inches to maybe a foot of space between the sideline, between the baseline, maybe above this net. I should never be trying to hit perfect shots when I'm playing pickleball. If I am, I'm going to be a lot more inconsistent. I'm gonna make a lot more mistakes, and obviously mistakes cost us points, and we don't want that happening. Jordan?
Yeah, Caden, really good stuff. Again, the higher level you go, what will happen is everything gets better, right? Your footwork, your technique, and your accuracy. If you're aiming for a certain target or a certain spot on the court, your accuracy will get better. But what I see and what we both see at lower levels, 3-0, 3-5, 4-0, whatever level you are, we see players not leaving the margin that they should. So they're actually aiming for the sideline. Yes, as high level players, we are aiming close, relatively close to the baseline if we're trying to keep our opponents back. We're aiming closer to the sideline if we're trying to pull our opponents out. But again, just like Caden said, we always want to leave some extra room, that margin, just in case we miss our spot. So just for example, Caden, right now, we're gonna show you a quick example. We're gonna be dinking at each other's feet, but again, we aren't aiming before the actual net line, right? Because we're gonna make a lot of errors. We wanna give it some lift, give it some room, and then also we're gonna actually, Kaden, in this kind of exercise, maybe we move each other around closer to the middle and closer to the sideline. But what we're gonna do is we're going to make sure that we leave margin on all the shots, okay?
Beautiful.
All right, we'll play 1 point out.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Oh, neck clipper as we speak. Oh, God.
So even if I aim to the corner, to his backhand or something like that, I'm always aiming 1 to 2 feet close to that sideline over there. Ooh, that was a good dink there. Gotta admit. Oh, a little close. Okay. So the whole thing that we're trying to say, even in that little rally, there were a couple times we hit it off the tape.
For sure.
But again, we were a little off. Again, I'm never aiming for this. I'm always aiming over the net. And you can see us moving the ball around. Obviously, I know it's just a dink drill, but even if we're going towards the sidelines, you never saw once where we hit it wide or outside of this area. And that is because we're leaving enough margin. So if you can just implement that in your games, you're gonna be in much longer rallies and win more points. And last but not least, you know the last thing that pros don't do? They don't just rush up from the baseline to the non-volley zone when they're trying to get there when they're serving. They are very calculated and strategic and patient on the way in, and we're gonna show you that right now. All right, so let me explain. I'm the serving team, whether it's me serving or my partner serving. After we hit our third shot, whether it's a drive or a drop, one of the things that you don't see pro players do is just run through, trying to sprint up to the line. Why is that? Because we need to make sure that we're balanced and stable on every ball. So I'm gonna show you 2 examples here. The first one where I hit a drive, okay? Caden's up there at the net. He's going to be simulating kind of like the return. And then next, I'm going to show you an example of me actually hitting a drop and being patient while coming in, okay? Caden, here we go. All right, so that's an example there of me hitting a drive. Again, not rushing in after it. Obviously, after my drive, I'm gonna wait and see what happens and then react to the next ball. And here's the situation with the drop. Here we go. All right, so again, when we're talking about transitioning up to the net, the most important thing is balance and stability. Very, very rarely do you see pros hit their shot and run in. And the only reason they would be doing that is if they're maybe going for a poach or a little shake and bake action. If they're not going for that, you're gonna see them really disciplined in that transition zone.
Yeah, we're always taking our time through the transition zone. We are not just running through it. Of course, if you do see a professional running through the transition zone, it's most likely, like Jordan said, to either crash on their own good drive or maybe their own good drop or even their partner's good drop or drive. So we're not just running up to the kitchen line expecting to get there after 1/3 shot or maybe a 3rd shot and a 5th shot. We don't mind being in that zone. So if you are running and rushing through that transition, maybe work on your transition zone a little bit more, get a little bit more comfortable in there. But if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to like, subscribe. We really do appreciate the support, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.